So in terms of we have this kind of cocktail of low growth, high inflation, this classic stagflationary definition. Um,
Mm.
do you see any positive indications in the UK? Do you see any kind of escape route for some of this decline?
It's pretty miserable, I would say, frankly. And would you set up a business in the UK today? It's the lack of policy clarity, and your exit into the local market might not be as good as you want. That you're uncertain as to where you're going to get walloped with tax next. It's not fundamentally an attractive place for people to flow capital into outside of certain sectors where there's natural demand for their goods and services here. And it's a huge market, let's not forget. So we're always full of hope, but I think until the government gets its spending under control, that we're just going to face systemic problems. The things you raised here again goes back to the food and energy prices, fundamentally for most people. But what I referred to earlier is also present here. It's the jobs numbers and unemployment, certainly that I saw last tick was going up. And so we've already got a bit of a demographic issue with off-balance sheet pensions and so on, and fewer workforce going into it. And inflation doesn't help any of this, of course, it just multiplies the problem. So I'm struggling, honestly, to give you bright sparks of good news because I feel policy's been set a little bit firefighting, kicking the can down the road and short-term win for long-term pain. And I hope that that might change. We've got a budget coming up and we might see sparks of hope, but it's sort of in that classic bumping along, has it hit the bottom yet? Certainly, relative value wise, you could argue that the small and mid cap stocks which ticked up lately might be relatively good value if there's fundamentally good businesses there in good sectors that are embracing the modern economy a little bit better than others, then perhaps there's pockets you can pick off. But generally speaking, it's a tough market to sell as attractive right now, sadly.